Hello again. I'm back for the rest of this video and also to give you the password. The password to the assignment is communication, all caps, with 2 exclamation points this time. So I'm really trying to drive home that this week it might be kind of a difficult subject, and that's okay. Everyone hits something that's difficult for them in life. Sometimes you have to try a little harder to get through it. So I'm here to help. Just reach out. You can get me via text or email. That information is on the materials page, and we can do one-on-one. Otherwise, come on Thursday at 2 p.m. We'll do the whole assignment together, both assignments. What's better than that? All right, let's get started. So we are on assignment 2.3, the second half, and this was the question that you did on your own there, and we are going on to some new examples. It's really not that much different than what we did before. We're just switching around some letters. We're going to be focusing on X's instead of Y's, but you guys got this. All right, let's do it. We got our example here, which will start the same. So first step, look for the variable that is alone on one side of an equal sign. We can see that this X, it was a Y on the last examples, is alone. We're going to highlight that same variable in the next equation. So both X's are highlighted. And then the equation where we did not have the variable alone, we're going to rewrite it. So we're going to start with 5. Oops, that's really large. We're going to start with 5. Stop. Stop when you get to the variable that is highlighted. This is where you look back at the other equation and you find what is X actually equal to. It's equal to 7y minus 4. So we're going to say 7y minus 4 instead of the X. Then we're going to keep writing the rest of it. So we substituted the 7y minus 4 in for the X. And until we get to the end, we do not stop. So again, the 5 came from here. The 7y minus 4 came from here. The negative 3y minus 12 came from here. So just to make it very clear why I wrote that equation the way I did, I underlined, I color-coded. Feel free to do the same. It's really, really helpful to do that. All right, and so now everything is just exactly the same as you saw in the other examples, and first thing we need to do to solve an equation is get rid of the parentheses. So distribute. We're going to do 5 times 7, that's 35, and then we're also multiplying by y, so we're going to put the y next. We got 5 times negative 4, which is negative 20, and then this negative 3y is outside of the parentheses. It's not doing anything, it's just chilling, so we just rewrite it. And then over here on the right side of the equal sign, again, nothing has changed. All right, let's keep going. This one's a little maybe uncomfortable because we have 2 groups of y's here on the left-hand side, but they're separated by a group of 1's. So it's okay, we still need to combine our like terms if they're on the same side of the equal sign. And remember, combine means add. And we're going to combine 35y with negative 3y. Remember, whenever you have a symbol in front of a number, it goes to that number. It belongs to that number. So it's not 3y, it's negative 3y. On your calculator, you would put in 35 plus negative 3, and you would get 32y. So the negative 20, or the group of negative 21's, nothing has changed about that, so you rewrite it. Group of positive 12 ones, nothing has changed, so we rewrite it. And now, again, it's just a 2-step equation. You always add or subtract first, And so we're trying to get the y alone. So the first thing we do is get rid of the group of ones. Again, we can always add top to bottom. 12 and 22 makes 32. If we divide both sides by 32, oops, wrote that wrong, 32, we get y is equal to 1. And normally, right, in most of your math career, once you get to a single answer, you would be done. But since we're solving a system of equations, you are all better at this strategy than I was. At the beginning of the question, you wrote down these parentheses, and that reminded you, oh, okay, the y comes second in the parentheses. I still have to find the x. Now, this is no different than when we found the y in the previous examples. Just have to find the equation where the x is alone, the equation that we use to plug inside the other one. And we're going to say, okay, x is equal to 7 times y, right? The y there. Well, we know y is 1, so we're going to replace the y with 1, and then subtract 4. Feel free to put this whole thing into your calculator if you want, but I'm going to do 7 times 1, that's 7. And then 7 minus 4 is 3. So my final answer is x is 3 and y is 1. All right, one more example of this style of question from me. And again, this is not any different than the other style of question, really. It's just that we have the x alone instead of the y alone. So it's all the same strategy, all the same skills, just switching a couple letters around. So sometimes it can be confusing. All right, so again, your eyes are searching this system of equations for a variable that is all alone and lonely on one side of the equal sign. I find that it's this x here. Now, once you find that, you highlight the same letter in the other equation. Now, whatever equation has the letter inside, the variable inside of it, that's the one that we are going to start to rewrite. So we're going to rewrite -7. Stop. I see that my letter is highlighted, my variable is highlighted. Now that means I'm going to take a second, I'm going to come down and figure out what does that variable equal according to the other equation. It equals 11 plus 2y. So instead of the x, I'm going to have 11 plus 2y plugged in, and then I go about my business. I just continue to write the rest of that equation. So minus 2y equals -13. So one more time, let's go over this. I got the -7 because I started writing the equation where we have the variable highlighted inside. I got the 11 plus 2y, the 11 plus 2y here. That's the 11 plus 2y here. And then I just continued writing the rest of the equation, and that's where I got that. So hopefully that is helpful for you to figure out how to start. What's the substitution, right? You're plugging in, substituting. Okay, so we are going to just solve this like we would any normal equation, just like we learned in quarter 1. So distribute the 7. It's actually a -7. Ooh, Miss Jarmick, watch your language. -7 gets distributed. -7 times +11, -77. -7 times +2y is -14y. And then we're done. Only distribute to the things that are inside of the parentheses. The rest of the stuff does not change. It just gets rewritten. All right, again, now we're ready to combine our like terms. This time, our like terms are right next to each other, which is maybe a little more convenient. But remember, it's not just 14y, it's -14y. And it's not just 2y, it's -2y. Whatever symbol is to the left of a number belongs to that number. All right, so -14 in your calculator, you'd put negative 14 plus negative 2, and we get negative 16 y's. The negative 77, nothing happened with that. The negative 13, nothing happened with that. And then this one might be a little tricky because we're used to adding or subtracting something that's on the right-hand side over here. But we always add or subtract the group of ones first. This is a group of 77 ones, so we're going to create 0 by adding 77 ones to negative 77 ones to create 0. Then we have negative 16y, and on your calculator you would do negative 13 plus 77, or you could write plus 77, your calculator can handle that, and so then we would get 64. The last step of this is to divide by the number that's in front of the y. Usually we would say in front of the x, but in this case we're using y first. And then we have y is equal to 4. Or negative 4, sorry, because it's positive 64 divided by negative 16. Okay, so now the last thing we're going to do, and again, hopefully you guys are better at this than I am showing myself to be, but our answer is x comma y. So even though it might feel like you're done with the problem, you're not. All you've found is the y value. We still need to go back and find the x value. So let's do that. Put this off to the side here. The x value is x is going to be equal to, if we're saying this equation out loud, 11 plus 2 times multiplied by whatever y was, and we had found that y was negative 4. Again, if you just want to enter this whole thing into your calculator, you can. I'm going to do it by hand, plus negative 8, so x is equal to 3. All right, so 3 goes there. Oh, that's kind of interesting. It was x equals 3 twice. Okay, so here is the end of our video. And again, I can't tell you enough. Communication is the biggest part of making distance learning work. This might have been simple for you. You've seen it before, made sense. This might be challenging for you. You've never seen it before. You know, it's a lot going on. So it's just important that we communicate with each other, and you're not bothering me if you reach out to me, and I'm not worried about you if you reach out to me. It's totally normal to need some extra help with this, and I would love to do math with you either one-on-one or on Thursday at 2 p.m. So I hope to see you in class, and I hope to be able to help you if you need a little extra help. Have a great rest of your day, maybe night, depending on when you're watching this.